the channel. If you're new, please do want to smash the subscribe button. I really want to have like a deep conversation with you guys this morning. It's good. It's morning here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching this. Good every time. But I really want to have a conversation with you. I just realized why sharing is important. Do you get, like, I just realized like why, because it just makes you feel like you're not crazy, you're not mad, like you're not alone. Apart from the fact that it makes you feel like you're not alone, it just like makes you feel like you're not crazy. Why am I saying all of these things that I'm saying? Is because yesterday I was watching a video here, like from one of my favorite South African YouTubers, Google NYATSUMBA, and they were talking about like growing into your body imaging, body dysmorphia, and how it's a constant struggle, especially for women and men. Them acknowledging their body weight, wanting to gain weight, wanting to lose weight, especially in this day and time where the internet and BBL and cosmetic surgery is all on the rampant and all of that. And they were just really throwing a bunch of ideas and just talking about a bunch of things. And yesterday, in that very moment, they were saying certain things about body imaging, how you are not comfortable with your body, how many women especially don't love their body, how they hide a lot underneath a lot of clothes, they don't wear a lot of certain things, they're shy, especially when it comes to sexual relationships and relationships as a whole. Like, you're not just comfortable in the body that you are in, whatever body you are in. Like, you're not just comfortable in it, and you just don't want to wear certain things, and you just don't want to go certain places, and that all turns into like depression and you hating your body. And then in the process of hating your body, you want to lose weight, and then if you don't lose weight, like because she was having a conversation with someone else, like with a guest on her channel. I'm just going to leave the link underneath this video in the description box, like for all of you to go and watch, then you understand like what I'm talking about. But basically, they were just saying a lot of things about body imaging, how a lot of women are not comfortable in their body, even till this. In as much as you preach about self-love, loving yourself, giving yourself time, it is still astonishing how a lot of people still don't like themselves, how a lot of people are not still comfortable about their body, how a lot of people still hate their bodies, how a lot of women and girls, especially young girls, teenage girls, early 20s, like it's a continuous journey when it comes to body imaging, no matter what age you are in. It's not like this thing, body imaging and being content with your body, being happy where you are with your body, it's a constant journey. It never ends, it never stops, because there are days where you wake up and you be like, I don't like this body that I'm in. There are days where you be like, oh, is this what we're working with now? There are days where you be like, oh, why is my full part this way? There are days where you be like, oh, I don't like the way my arm is. Though it's a constant like realization, is a constant journey, it's a constant being realizing that okay, you need to be content at every given time, because there are people out there, women out there, that hate their bodies. And what that hate causes is it causes you to lose weight, and then when you lose weight, you think you're going to be fulfilled and happy, and then it just leads to more hating your body more. And then if in that hate too, you might not even want to lose weight, and that leads to depression and downhill from there. And then it just triggered like something in me, especially like being a person with disability. I mean, body imaging, like I never really thought about it, but it's even now in my adult stage that I'm really realizing all those emotions that I went through, like being a person with disability. Because back then I couldn't just put a tag to it, I didn't know what I was feeling, I couldn't just understand, but I knew okay, I was uncomfortable in my body. If you're a person with disability, when I mean disability here, like if you're a wheelchair user, if you're a crutches user, like if you have some form of body deformity from childhood, from birth, like you can really resonate with what I'm saying. Like I had a lot of body imaging uncomfortability growing up, because the upper part of my body is like bigger than the lower part of my body. So I used to hide underneath a lot of my clothes. Like I never really want to go out because I was so fixated on what people would think or what people thought about my body. Because my and not only is my upper body like bigger than my lower body, I have like a bent waist. I have like a full sort of deformity. Like if you see me in person, you know what I'm talking about. Like those who know me in person know what I'm talking about. Like my body is not like the normal average able body person. Do you get? So body imaging for me was really tough, especially growing up, especially as a teenager, because I would say teenage years, because teenage years were the years where you had a lot of hormonal changes, a lot of things going on with your body. You're trying to figure out all of that hormonal changes. And you remember back then when I would see like really all these pretty girls, curvy girls, and I would always secretly wish I lost that. Like, why is my body not like that? you know and I would wish my body was like that, and then I would be like, oh, if I could walk, this is how I want my body to be. It was really, really like, it really destroyed me. I won't even lie. It messed with my head a lot of the times, even up until uni. Like, it's not even, that's why I said it's body, this thing, body imaging, being content, being like loving your body at any stage that you are in. It's really, really important. There are clothes that I couldn't wear. Like I couldn't, like, those crop tops. When I see like certain friends of mine or just girls generally around me wearing crop tops or jeans or high-waist jeans, I would like envy them. Not like in a bad way, like I'm jealous of them. I'm just like envy them, like, oh, they have such a great body and I wish my body could be like that, so I could wear this certain type of clothes. And in doing that, I was, subconsciously falling into a depression that I didn't know I was falling into. I was being fixated on, oh, my getting my body right, or being mythical about how my body should be, when in reality my body is not like that. And I wasn't thinking about being content in my body. I mean, there was a time in my life where looking at the mirror, like I never used to look at the mirror like full mirror, never. It was just from here, that's it. Even taking pictures, I never really used to take full pictures because I just didn't like how my body looked. Like, I always used to tell myself, like, I can see like my deformity. If I can see it, everybody else can see it, and everybody else is going to feel some type of way the way I'm feeling some type of way about it. But in reality, nobody really cares. Like Google was saying, like, nobody really cares as much as we think that they do. Yes, they see it, but trust me, it's a split second and everybody has gone back to whatever problems or activities they are doing for the day. Nobody really cares. But I didn't think about it then. It took me a long time to realize that I had to manage, like I had to let go of that. For me, it was me acknowledging that my body is never ever going to be like that. My body is never going to be all that coke body, curvy body, big hips, big bum bum. It's not going to be like that. I just the reality of it. And the guest on her channel was saying you have to come to a point of realization where you have to be content, which is what I am right now at this stage in my life. Like, I'm literally truly content with the way my body is. And I tell you that the minute you come to that realization, you start living your life. You start not really caring so much about what other people think about your body. You start trying to I remember when, because I was so fixated on body imaging, on looking a certain type of way, and the internet portrays how the acceptable body type, and that messes with me too, and messes with all of us, because you just feel like the world at large is not going to accept you or accept your body just because there is an acceptable body type out there. The minute I just let go of all of that obsession and fixation and fear and anxiety about my body imaging, especially as a person with disability, can tell you that I had so much peace of mind. I literally wear anything that I freaking want. I really don't really care what other people say or think or how it looks, because the truth is, and one thing I realized is, like, the way I see myself in the mirror is not the way I feel. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I realized it like a couple of years back. Like, yes, when I look at myself in the mirror, yes, I see some form of deformity. But the minute I go away from the mirror, I wear my clothes, I feel good. Like I even forget. There are legit times that I forget that that my waist is kind of bent, that I have some form of deformity. Because why? I feel good, I look good, I have this confidence in whatever I'm wearing, and I feel like for me it works for me, and other people see that too. Other people see that, oh, Jennifer feels good, and then if Jennifer feels good in this dress, in this makeup, in this hair, you see me legit just rocking whatever it is that I'm wearing. And I really don't, like, for a lack of better word, don't give 2 cents about what people think I should wear or not. I wasn't comfortable in my body, and that really transcended in terms of relationships. I would say it kind of affected me getting into relationships, like romantic relationships now, because I was not confident in my body, I was not confident in myself, and like I used to be. Those are one of the things that used to scare me a lot about being in a relationship, because I'm like, oh, this person is going to see this about me. So that kind of used to put me off in terms of relationships, in terms of when people, when guys would walk up to me and talk to me and be like, oh, they want to be in a relationship with me. Most of the time, or subconsciously, I would push it away. I would like not really want to be in a relationship with anyone, because I'm like, no, you can't see me like this. I need to be the messed up thing is I used to think that I needed to be a certain body type. I needed to be a certain way before I meet, my future boyfriend, before I meet the love of my life, or before I meet whoever is going to get married to me. But now I really don't care. Like, I really don't care about all of that anymore, because I'm just content. I'm just really content, and I'm at peace. And right now I'm just working towards being more healthy. I mean, that's the main goal for me. And one thing they said in that video was, your body is doing what your body needs to do. Like, I wake up in the morning, my body is functioning, my eyes are functioning, my hands are functioning, everything is functioning as it should. And that alone in itself is a blessing, and it's a gift for me. Like, the video was like, watching that video yesterday really just like made a light bulb go off in my head, and it was like, oh, like all that I was ever feeling, it didn't mean that I was crazy. Back then I couldn't really express how I was feeling, express my emotions in clear terms, because you know what, I didn't have a voice of my own then. Like, I just couldn't speak up, and then I didn't want to sound like I was crazy, or so I just kind of like hid most of the things, or most of these things that I'm sharing right now, to myself and to God, because God knew what was in my heart at the time. But it was really crazy. And now and then really yesterday I just realized how much I have grown. Like, honestly guys, it just made me realize how much I have grown as a person, as a woman, as a human being, as a person with disability. It just made me realize like how certain things used to bother me so much, how I lost myself to fear, to my body imaging, to the world, how I allowed the world to dictate what is acceptable, and it made me like just really push a lot of things away, a lot of opportunities. It made me not live my life to the fullest as I am now. Now I can tell you that I'm just living my life to the fullest, because I'm content. I'm content with the way my body is. You have to be realistic yourself and be like, your body might not be what you see on Instagram or on the internet, and then you go for cosmetic surgery, which I'm not against, because I mean, if you can't afford it, then go for it. I mean, it's your body. If that's what make you feel good, it will make you feel good. But I'm like saying, if you are depending on that, or if you're depending or trying to place your happiness on you reaching a certain type, a body type, or a certain body weight, you might get there, you will get there, but there is no guarantee that you'll be fulfilled, you'll be content, or you'll be happy when you get to that body type or that body weight. Do you get? So that is why it is important to find happiness within yourself, to be content. I just want to be more healthy. Like, I'm not so fixated anymore on hiding my body all the time, and it has really helped, even in terms of like relationships. Now I'm confident in my body, I'm more content in my body, I am happy with where my body is now. This is me. This is Ogheneochuko, Jennifer Oyubu. this is who I am right now. Like, I used to be so fixated on, me having a tiny waist and a big bum and my body just being a certain type of way. My body will never be that type of way. It was a certain time in my life where I was learning how to use crutches, and that was even worse. The body imaging was worse for me because it was so obvious then that I had a bigger upper body side and a smaller lower body side. And I just wanted, there was periods in time where I just wanted the ground to open and swallow me. Like, what is this body that I'm carrying around? Like, this is not the way. And it just made me realize, and I just realized now that I wasn't legit living a fulfilled and content life then, because I was just so fixated on wanting to hide all the time, wanting not to go anywhere all the time, wanting to rather just be locked up in my room half of the time. And now I just realized, like, that's no way to live. That's no way to live my life. I feel like that video was just trying to emphasize, like, you not doing something for the wrong reasons. It's just like how they say God doesn't answer all our prayers, because sometimes we may be praying for something, and if we don't get it, it doesn't necessarily mean that God hasn't heard that prayer. It just necessarily mean that maybe God is withholding the answer because he feels like you don't need it, or it feels like you're praying for that particular thing for wrong reasons or for a wrong motives, which is why sometimes they say, like, whatever you are doing, do it for the right reasons, or whatever you are praying for, pray for the right motives. Sorry about that, guys. Pray for the right motives. Make sure you're doing it for the right motives, because there are some times that God doesn't necessarily get you to some place or some journey just because he feels like you're not quite ready yet. Do you understand? He feels like, oh, you're not ready, and he's still trying to build you up, and he's still trying to mold you. He's still trying to make you experience a lot before he actually gets you to that place that he wants to get you, which is why they say everything happens in God's time. That is why they say in his time. And if he feels like, oh, it is time for you to have this certain blessing, it is his time. And that is why they say not your will but God's will. It is the same thing as like you wanting to lose weight and you wanting to gain weight, because in as much as people want to lose weight, there are people out there that want to gain weight as well. That is why they say life is not quite balanced, because one man's meat is another man's poison. It's a constant struggle, it's a constant journey, it's a constant realization. Trust me, you will keep on learning, relearning, and trying to accept and acknowledge that this is where you are at now, and it's fine, and you can work with whatever body weight that you are at. That's the thing. Do you understand? So that video was really inspiring. I really resonated deeply with it, and I just want to say thank you, Google, for like doing that video, and thank you so much for like just highlighting this point, because it just made me realize that body imaging, especially as a person with disability, was huge for me. It really really made me like stop living my life. I hope that you are able to just get my drift and get what I'm trying to say. Like, whatever body weight or whatever body goal or whatever body you are in now, I just want to let you know that it's okay. You are okay. Okay, sharing is important, and I'm going to be sharing more now. Like, obviously when you feel comfortable, nobody is saying share information that you don't feel comfortable sharing. Share information when information that you especially think will help. You get information that would help someone out there or help you even, because sometimes when you share and talk about these things, it helps you necessarily. Even if nobody takes anything away from it, it just kind of helps you even more. I mean, if you can't afford therapy and all of that, you can just talk to yourself, or just talk to someone. You might not, I'm not saying go start a YouTube channel and share, or if that's not what you want to do, that's fine. But when I say share, I mean you could share with a friend or have conversations about it with someone you feel comfortable with. You get in, it helps you a whole lot more than it even helps the other person. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED talk. Thank you for coming to my body image, growing into your body TED Talk. I hope you found this insightful, informative. I know I was just rambling a lot, but I just really needed to get all of these things that I'm saying off my chest, and I know that I'm on a healthy journey, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I know I'm working towards being in a healthy place, a healthy space, and that's just what it's about. Thank you for listening. If you're a new subscriber, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell beside you so you get notified every time I upload a new video. If you're an old subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're a viewer and you've been watching my videos and you're not subscribed to my videos, please say subscribe to my videos. Please don't forget to give this video a like, comment, share if you like, share if you must, share if you want, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.